ARMY splashy. Jimin's tattoo is gone. Jungkook no longer says his name. ARMY made a splash again after the appearance of a series of clues that made many fans wonder what really happened between Jimin and Jungkook. Two names that have been known as close as brothers, often referred to as Jungkook. Now it has become a matter of speculation because the signals of change are very pronounced. And the trigger? Two things that seem trivial, but for the ARMY, mean a lot. The loss of Jimin's tattoo and Jungkook's attitude that seems to no longer mention Jimin's name in public. Jimin's iconic tattoo, which previously became one of his hallmarks and was widely associated with emotional moments with the BTS members, now it appears to have disappeared in some recent appearances. In video footage and photos widely circulated on social media, Jimin's body part, which usually features a youth tattoo or other small writing, now looks clean without a trace of ink. Not a few suspect that the tattoo has been removed or covered with special makeup. But what makes fans even more uneasy is the timing of this appearance, which coincides with Jungkook's change of attitude. Usually, in interviews, live broadcasts, or behind-the-scenes interactions, Jungkook often mentions Jimin with admiration or jokes. But in the last few appearances, both solo and in question and answer sessions, Jimin's name no longer appears on Jungkook's lips. Even when talking about past or memories with BTS members, Jungkook only mentions RM, V, or Jin by name, as if avoiding mentioning Jimin directly. This led to various theories and reactions from the ARMY. Some fans began to speculate that this had to do with the pressure Jimin felt as an idol. In the previous live broadcast, Jimin had stated that he felt not as free as before and was trying to get to know himself again. Some interpret that tattoo removal is part of the process, a way to start a new chapter and let go of the past, including symbolic ties that were once so meaningful. Meanwhile, some other fans are worried that Jimin and Jungkook's relationship is going through a difficult time. Many attribute this to previous moments in which the two seemed to keep their distance, both physically and emotionally. Even in recordings of rehearsals and activities with other members, Jimin and Jungkook are seen more often with other members than with each other as before, but not a few also defend that this is all just a form of their maturity. As you get older and the career path of each of the increasingly diverse, no wonder that physical closeness turns into a more mature and calm relationship. Maybe Jimin and Jungkook are in the search phase of their respective identities, without having to always appear as one inseparable package. HYB herself has not given an official statement about Jimin's tattoo or Jungkook's latest attitude. This makes the discussion more wild and full of speculation. On the other hand, some fans actually invite ARMY to respect the members' personal space more and not rush to conclude things that are not necessarily true. Nevertheless, it is undeniable that small changes like this have a big impact in the eyes of fans who have followed Jimin and Jungkook's journey since the beginning. Is this really a sign of emotional distance? Or is it just part of a phase of life that they have to go through as individuals? One thing is for sure, the ARMY's eyes are now fixed on every movement of both. The disappearance of Jimin's tattoos and Jungkook's reticence are not just a matter of aesthetics or unspoken words. It is about symbols, meanings, and feelings that go deeper than just appearance. Not stopping at the disappearance of the tattoo and Jungkook's reticence, the ARMY is now increasingly keen to find other traces that indicate that something is going on between Jimin and Jungkook. In various fan forums such as Weverse, Twitter/X, to TikTok, many pieces of video, screenshots appear, up to an in-depth analysis that seem to corroborate the conjecture. There was an unusual distance between them. One of the videos in the spotlight is from a group training session a few weeks ago. In the footage, when all the BTS members gather and laugh together, Jimin appears more often standing alone or talking to V and RM. Jungkook, who is usually not far from Jimin, is actually seen interacting more with Jin and Suga. This change is considered to be in stark contrast to their former habits, where Jimin and Jungkook often show strong chemistry even in daily activities. Fans also noted that in Jungkook's last social media upload, although he shares nostalgic moments about his trainee days and debut, there is not a single photo or direct reference to Jimin. In fact, on their way as trainees to world stardom, Jimin is the person who is most often with Jungkook, even referred to as the figure who always protects Jungkook at the beginning of his debut. Even when Jungkook celebrated his birthday some time ago, the ARMY noticed that Jimin was not posting his congratulations publicly as usual. Although they could have greeted each other personally, but for fans who are already used to their sweet interactions, the absence of such public moments is striking. The biggest question on ARMY's mind now is all this just a momentary phase? Or is there a permanent change that must be accepted? Some fans try to think positively. They believe that Jimin and Jungkook may be busy with individual projects, especially in the midst of the military transition period and BTS's imminent comeback preparations. It is also possible that they are keeping their distance from the public spotlight so that their relationship does not continue to be the subject of gossip or speculation, in order to maintain the maturity and professionalism of each. But there is also an ARMY that actually voiced deeper concerns. Some believe that industrial pressure, mental fatigue, and the high expectations of Jungkook's chemistry could be a burden on its own. Moreover, Jimin himself once admitted in a broadcast that he felt overwhelmed by people's expectations of the relationship between members, as if nothing could change. Sometimes I'm afraid to take the distance, because I'm afraid the fans think I've changed. But everyone needs space. Jimin revealed during one of the live sessions last year a statement that has now gone viral again. Amid all the speculation, one thing that remains strong is the support of the ARMY. Despite being torn between the worried and those trying to calm down, the entire fandom shows great love for Jimin and Jungkook. Many wrote messages of support, sending encouragement through trending hashtags such as #WeLoveYouJungkook and #JiminJungkookAlways. Some fans even create special projects to show that no matter what, their relationship with BTS does not rely on public interaction or symbols such as tattoos. They believe that the most important thing is the mental health and comfort of the members. Although the change in attitude, the disappearance of the tattoo, and the rare interaction between Jimin and Jungkook lately have sparked many theories, but no one can argue that their bond has passed through time and long storms. Whether in laughter, tears, or even silence, Jungkook has shown the world how strong the relationship of two people who grow together in the pressure and light of the spotlight can be. The loss of Jimin's tattoo may seem like a trifle to some, but for the ARMY, it's not just a fading ink, it's a symbol of a bond, a feeling and a memory that they've held so deeply. Especially if the change is accompanied by Jungkook's coldness, who no longer mentions Jimin's name as before. It all feels like a puzzle that's missing an important piece. Although there is no official statement from the two, ARMY's sensitivity to every movement of BTS members is not without foundation. They've been following Jimin and Jungkook's journey since the beginning, watching every laugh, hug, and little whisper that used to feel so genuine. Now, when all this is slowly disappearing from the public eye, it is natural to feel anxiety, suspicion, and even loss, but in their silence, there may be reasons that have yet to be revealed. It could be that both are going through a difficult time, whether personally, professionally, or even emotionally. It could also be that they choose to keep things to themselves in order to protect what they still want to keep, not to be presented in front of the camera. And no matter what happens, the ARMY remains loyal. They don't ask for an explanation, they just want happiness. Because the important thing is not how often they appear together, but whether they still take care of each other, even behind the scenes. And if there really has to be distance, ARMY will remain the bridge that secretly unites the two with an unchanging love, because in the end, it is not the tattoo on the body that makes the relationship meaningful, but the memories and tastes that remain alive in the heart, both in the hearts of Jimin, Jungkook, and millions of fans who believe that true brotherhood does not always have to be visible.